Good, Melvin?
Yep, we're good.
All right, coming back from an ACC championship, four straight, as you mentioned, it's not something every program does. Very unique. You guys are heading into the NCAA tournament. What's this week been like? Just celebrating, but at the same time preparing for what's next.
Yeah, we got back together on Monday, obviously, and trained, recovered, depending upon minutes played over the weekend, and then watched the selection show. And then we got away from each other yesterday, day off, and we're about to be back together again and start preparation for Friday. Obviously playing Morehead State, a champion, right? Just won their league, won their tournament. Very much a possession team, and their head coach was at High Point before, and a couple years ago when I was at Tennessee, we played High Point, and he was the assistant, and very much ran stuff there, and they like to keep the ball, which is awesome. I think it's going to be a soccer game Friday night, and I know our team is obviously experienced and seasoned, and pretty confident we'll be ready.
I know you're not trying to look ahead too much, but when you saw the draw, what did you think of your quadrant, the road to carry for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a good draw. It's a lot of good teams in there. Teams that either won their conference tournament or lost in their conference tournament final. A Power Five heavy quadrant. So if we're fortunate to get to carry, we certainly will have earned that spot.
You go into these first round games like that, you guys are, definitely favorites to the number one seed, but at the same time, what can you expect from these matchups, just from experience, and being a higher seed and hosting, what can you expect from these teams that come in and, get those conference bids?
Yeah, I don't know that it's any different than what this program always gets, and that is absolutely everybody's best. There's been a target on this program's back for a long time, right? And so whether it's earlier this fall or non-conference games or even into conference play, a month ago we're playing Boston College and they're winless in the league, but they came out on fire and they're in our face and they're pressing us and they got an opportunity to knock off the whatever we were, number 2, 3, 1 team in the country. So no different now, right? We're going to get everybody's best shot. So thankfully our team is used to that.
Health-wise, you guys feel pretty good. I mean, you've eased Jordan back into it.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody else, you feel pretty good as far as where the roster is?
Yes, knock on wood. We are in a really good place. And again, Laura Sullivan, our trainer, and Elisa Angelis, our strength coach, they're amazing. And how we manage training sessions and ideally minutes in games, that's harder than in some games than not, but our team, we came out of a very difficult, challenging physical weekend in a pretty good place.
I have to add, just out of my own curiosity, the transfers, you guys bringing a lot of transfers into this program, and just, the molding you're able to do with them as well. Joe being one of them, where she was at Mississippi State, she only had 2 goals, now the offensive player of the year in ACC, I guess when they come in, stuff like that, just the potential that they have and the molding this program does, I guess how interesting and unique is it to see, mold a player like Joe and have her develop into who she is now?
Yeah, we believe that talent unlocks talent, and you put great players around other great players, it brings out the best in them, and it's really hard for other teams to defend a bunch of great players, and the best players always want to play with other best players, and they don't shy away from not being the star, right? Or not being the woman, afraid someone, they're not going to win a job, something like that. And so I think, Joe coming here a year ago, off of, a decent career at Mississippi State, the players around her helped bring out the best in her. Taylor Huff coming here, even though she was on, what we thought were some pretty good teams at Tennessee, she's surrounded by World Cup players now, and very good attacking-minded players and defenders, and she's not forced to kind of carry the load. She can just be herself, right? Surrounded by a bunch of other players that are just being themselves and just playing, There's massive value in it. So the integration at a place like this where you have a lot of really good players, it's just a natural evolution, and it doesn't have to be changed or tricked or forced in any way. It's just like I said to you guys back in August, right? As soon as players can get comfortable, it's going to bring out the best in them.
Coach, you guys get a lot of attention and for